This is what's happening right now, just so in case.
I frankly think that crisis initiation is really tough.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for me to see how the United States president can get us to war with Iran.
So this is the people. This is the people who actually control the government since the JFK assassination. These people who want to get us to a war with Iran. So they have to figure out, how do we get us to a war with Iran? They got us to a war with Iraq. They got us to a war in Afghanistan. They got us to a war in Libya. They got us to a war in Yemen. They got us to a war in Somalia, Sudan. They got us to a war in Syria. And so how do we get to a war with Iran? So it's not about who you vote for, because they do not control what's happening. Remember that movie? Remember what Nixon said in the movie? He doesn't control it. In the movie Nixon? Okay, so here we go. Watch.
Which leads me to conclude that if, in fact, compromise is not coming, that the traditional way of America gets to war is what would be best for U.S. interests.
So let's see. Really? I don't have more to that. That's where that ends?
He then lists every war.
I frankly think that crisis initiation is really tough. And it's very hard for me to see how the United States president can get us to war with Iran. Which leads me to conclude that if, in fact, compromise is not coming, that the traditional way of America gets to war is what would be best for U.S. interests. Some people might think that Mr. Roosevelt wanted to get us into World War II, as David mentioned. You may recall we had to wait for Pearl Harbor. Some people might think Mr. Wilson wanted to get us into World War I. You may recall he had to wait for the Lusitania episode. Some people might think that Mr. Johnson wanted to send troops to Vietnam. You may recall we had to wait for the Gulf of Tonkin episode. We didn't go to war with Spain until the until the Maine exploded. And may I point out that Mr. Lincoln did not feel he could call out the Federal Army until Fort Sumter was attacked, which is why he ordered the commander at Fort Sumter to do exactly that thing which the South Carolinians had said would cause an attack.
So he's telling you, this is the insider blob spokesperson of the deep state, is telling you how every war you've ever fought was false, was built on false premises. It's a lie. And including Iraq, and now including Iran. They're all built on false premises. All of them. Same thing with Libya. Same thing with Afghanistan. Same thing with all of it. And they have to. And so Trump didn't even wait for a false flag. He just did what George Bush did and pretended that this country's a threat to us because they have weapons of mass destruction, or they're very close to getting them. He did the
threat to Israel, who has nukes.
It's the exact. Yeah, Israel has nukes.
And by the way, Israel's not afraid to kill its own people at the drop of a hat if it thinks it could help Israel. So it's very what you say about commies and bad guys, right?
So there's a thing called the Samson Declaration. Do you know what that is, right, Kurt?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's if Israel feels like they're about to lose a war, and there's going to be that they're going to take everybody down with them. They're going to use their nukes. Isn't that what the Samson Declaration?
Their nukes reach Europe. Nukes reach Europe. So if you see any of the big names over in Europe taking a summer vacation out of Europe, then you'll know we're close to the Samson option.
So if, in fact, the Iranians aren't going to compromise, it would be best if somebody else started the war.
It would be best if somebody else started the war. Guess who started the war? Israel. Israel started the war. And so now we have to go in to defend our ally.
This is best. We're in the best case scenario, Jimmy. This is the best possible thing. Oh, thank God. I thought some disaster was about to befall us.
One can combine other means of pressure with sanctions. I mentioned that explosion on August 17th. We could step up the pressure. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, people, Iranian submarines periodically go down. Someday one of them might not come up. Who would know why? We can do a variety of things if we wish to increase the pressure. I'm not advocating that, but I'm just suggesting that this is not a either-or proposition. Of, it's just sanctions has to succeed or other things. We are in the game of using covert means against the Iranians. We could get nastier at that.
And they just did. And it's not covert. It's not covert. We did it.
Best case.
So they did it. So again, this is a complete betrayal of MAGA. This is a complete betrayal of Trump's own rhetoric. This is a complete betrayal of all of it. It's a complete betrayal of Tulsi Gabbard's anti-regime change stuff. This is it. And so now World War III is, we'll see, it's in motion. Steve Bannon has said that World War III had already started before Trump did this.
Yeah, of course.
And that's because Russia and China are involved via Iran.
You know, when MAGA, the thing that Reagan said first, by the way, it's not original. So I don't know if Bannon's the architect of that, but that was Reagan's thing. I don't know if anybody remembers that. It's called Make America Great Again. So everybody needs to get off the label bullshit, because the principles of it's a shorthand to say people didn't vote for this. Okay. But don't get hung up on that, because you see how they turn it around on you. Are you loyal to MAGA or not? No, motherfucker, is MAGA loyal to me? That's what this was supposed to be about, is the government working for me, the guy that pays for it, right? They're not. They're going to turn it around, and now you're not loyal to the king no more. It happens every goddamn time.
It's kind of mind-blowing to see people take that tack. Like, you have to be loyal to Trump instead of loyal to America first. Again, when you're loyal to a politician instead of the policies or the ideas that the politician espouses, that's called cult. You're in a cult.
Yeah.
And that's how you wreck a country.
Well, South Korea did it for a while. And
yeah, you're just like North Korea. You're just like, well, North Korea's they're loyal to their leader.
They're more organic, but South Korea is the same thing, but you do it for Samsung instead of the Kim Jong-un family. You're loyal to Samsung. And if you don't work for Samsung, you might as well take your own life. Hey, do you know how miserable? The suicide rate for South Korea is way higher than North Korea. Do you know that? Because it's just North Korea with lights. That's the only difference.
All right. So I wanted to do a quick stream, and we'll see you tomorrow, but there it is. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Who knows?
We'll see. The Top Gun have a new movie coming out to tell us what's going to happen. That's my Bible now, Top Gun.
So I can show people, there's some people who, no matter, they don't care about the facts. They only care about their emotion. I love Trump. I'm loyal to Trump. And that's the wrong tack.
Well, sign up to go to war then.
Yeah.
You're not a chump. And
yeah.
Trump would never have said that, because he wouldn't say something that accurate.
This is a complete surrender to Israel, but by the United States. And this is and as Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson have pointed out, nobody voted for this. Come see us on tour. We're going to be in Toronto again, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, Concord, New Hampshire, Rutherford, New Jersey, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.